No, every year is the same thing, and I don't know why we're doing it every year. Everything is the same, completely the same thing. So just because I don't smile or don't laugh and don't whatever doesn't mean that I'm not excited. I'm excited to see what we can do. So I'm excited. I just don't show it.
Oh man, look at that photo choice. Yoke, he's like, oh, I am so good.
It's a beautiful
so
photo.
good.
Too nice.
Who
Too
said
nice.
That he was better than
The
me. That's what
three-time
that was.
MVP. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets preview series. We are on to the big fella himself, Nikola Jokic, previewing his season. You see his stats down below. Last year, fellas, we had this big question for him. Last year, can he get any better? To be honest, I'm not sure. Was he better last year than he was in 2023? Just kind of stayed at the same perfect.
I know.
I think as long as he's not shooting well, he's like 2% below his peak powers, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that is true.
All right. This year's big question, it really signals a change in some ways. Because now it is, does he need to load manage more than ever? The Nuggets have ridden Jokic like a pack mule.
Like
for the
a horse.
like a
It
horse.
was sitting
a
right
race.
there for you.
Yeah, you're right. Like a racehorse.
Like
Like
a
Bruno
trotter.
Lamar for 10 seasons. But is it time to give that up and maybe load manage a little bit more, Dev? What do you think?
Absolutely not.
I like that energy. I love that.
Really. And it's more so because he never complains about it. He never says anything about it. This is who he is. This is what he wants to do. And he's been very open about, I want to be here. This is what I am. If he had an excuse to like take the rest of the summer off or not, work out, it was this year. He going straight off of a deep run into the Olympics. There was no complaining. There was no anything. He's like right back at it. He's, getting ready for the season without a single complaint. He didn't come into the media day and talk about, needing the rest or like anything with along that. So if he's ready and if he's ready to continue to be perfect and the best player in the world, who are we to say that?
A part of me doesn't want them to do that because not watching Nikola Jokic sucks. Watching the Nuggets without him is not the same experience as watching them with him. But my answer is yes, of course. Of course they should load manage him more, man. The miles he has on his body, the injuries that he played through last year, the back, the wrist in
That's right,
particular,
yep.
those weren't nothing. Like that was very much something that really he had to play through for a lot of the season, especially in the playoffs. And then the age. I mean, he's entering his 30s now. He's not 25 anymore. He's a big man. These are the things they have to think about. So I hate to say it, I do, but the answer is yes.
I'm going to say no, but I don't. Here's what I mean. I just don't think it's like Jokic sits tonight. I
agree.
I think you got to find ways to just, the bench was a little better or offenses consisted a little more of just please save us Jokic, that may be wishful thinking, but can the bench be a little better? Can they blow teams out? Is Jamal more consistent in the regular season so Jokic can sit X minutes more down the stretch? Little things like this, because if you sit Jokic, you're probably losing the game.
Yeah.
And I don't Malone, I think, is maybe more amenable to what you guys are talking about than he was a year ago. But I think he's still going to white knuckle his way through this. He's not going to just wave white flags. That's not who he is. And I think unless Jokic asks for it, it's not coming.
Last year, he played 44 games with at least 35 minutes. That's a lot. And if you go up to 38 minutes, he played 21 games with at least 38 minutes. To me, that's the number that has to come down. It's those peaks. It's those 40-minute games where you get, as you said, white knuckling it. Let's get him back out there. You got to get away from those. And I think the load management, like taking games off, part of that is probably less important. Just don't play him these weeks where he's getting 160 minutes because he had to play so much, 4 games, 5 games in a row. I think that's more the key. But I do think it's important, guys. He is 29. In 100 days, he's going to turn 30. I want Jokic to be in Denver for another 10 years, and I want Denver's title window to be open. And if there's one critique of Jokic last year, or one thing that I think went under the radar, He got tired in the playoffs last year.
Sure did.
He got tired down the stretch of the regular season. And I think a lot of that was because he was asked to do too much. The Nuggets are at their best when he's rested going into the playoffs. Make sure that happens at almost any cost. I think it's really important. Let's go over to a shocking stat, though, guys. That's the
Let's do
bad
it.
stuff. Let's get some good stuff here. Shocking stat on cut floaters. And this is really when Jokic catches it on the short roll or something. Second Spectrum calls these cuts. When you shoot the floater, it's a cut floater. He shoots 69.5% effective field goal percentage on these. How good is that? It's insane. He takes the second most of anyone. Only Vucevic took more. He took 2 more, by the way. 94 to 92 for Jokic. Most players, number 3 is Jakob Poeltl at 55. Just to show you how many more of these he's taken, at least one a game. And he's shooting 69%. That's an absurd number. It's his best skill. And here's the thing, Dev. Westbrook sets the table for these really well. I think he might get even more this year.
Every stat that is a shocking stat of Jokic is just, it makes no sense. Like, there's no one that's ever close to it at all. And it also just goes to show, like, that touch around the rim.
Yeah.
Like, all floaters are incredible, but, like, now he's doing it on the move. Like, I'm sure there's one of, like, contested, like, floaters that he's leading the league. Every single, like, shot he takes is just like, wow, like, how did he do those type of things? But also, I think that it's awesome that the Nuggets know that this is, like, his bread and butter and what he's really good at, and they make sure he does a lot more of them. So I bet you that his percentage is a lot higher, but also he's taken a lot more of these as well. You now add Westbrook to the equation. Now they have to guard 2 people, or now he finishes around the rim, or, you know, that's just a 2-man game that opens up a bit more of his offense. So he already has these connections with the other players on the team. You add a new element. That's just a new crazy stat he's going to have.
Yeah. And I think a sneaky part of Jokic's season is he might end up taking more of those type of shots than he did last year.
I agree.
Because I think maybe he's got to be a little more selfish this year, just in terms of, all right, I got the ball in the paint. I'm not going to kick this out to who would have been KCP last year and is now Christian Brown this year, and I'm just going to shoot it. I think he's kind of just got to think that way. Like, I'm in the paint, I just got to shoot it, and he could hit more of those this year.
Yeah, I will say this stat not too shocking to me because
It's actually not. You're right.
well, it was a huge part of Jokic's MVP ascension. I think of him incorporating the off-ball movement, and especially for like the really good defensive bigs like Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, or more importantly, the there are 2 bigs lurking thing. It's just movement, catching the ball on the move where he's really effective. And as he said, he can still be quick because he is so slow at baseline that any kind of acceleration at all still kind of does the trick. So I'd like to see him have even more of this in his bag, but it doesn't shock me because I think it was a big part of when Jokic took a huge leap to maybe best player in the world.
You get Westbrook, I think, is really good at setting the table. You share the court. I think that ups the number. But also, Jamal Murray in shape puts more pressure on the rim than he has other times. I think you get that this year from him. So you get more even just from Murray. I think he gets more, and I think he shoots an incredible percentage. And I think it's an awesome year because of it. Let's play a little closest to the pin.
Let's do it.
We always like every year asking about the triple-double race, the triple-doubles.
We love it.
29 triple-doubles 2 seasons ago. That was a career high. Last year, 25. Vote. How many triple-doubles does Nikola Jokic have this season?
26.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can really break that down for you too much. I think yeah, I'm just gonna say 26 and leave it at that. How about that?
Great analysis.
Great analysis.
Incredible. Dev?
I'm going to go with, I'll go with 30.
So a new high.
I think a new high. So originally I thought that they would be going away from not going away from, but I feel like there was a time that he was chasing the triple doubles. Like that
What?
was
He
the
would
new,
never do that.
or I think that they just put him in opportunities that it opened it up.
Malone sure was.
Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
he's out there, so he's gonna make the right play every single time. But I think that last year was just kind of like it is what it is. Now they add Russell Westbrook to the equation that I feel like it's more of like the emphasis of Westbrook's like, go and chase it, go and get it. He's like encouraging them in those type of ways of like, hey, this is what I have. You need to go and try to get it. Like, make sure yourself and solidify yourself as the triple-double king as well. So I think that that's something that'll be fun between the two, and it's a way that they could be a connector.
I like where Dev's at. I'll go slightly under that. I'll say 29, but for all the reasons Dev said, that's where I'm at.
I'm going to go with 27. I think that this is not quite the 29 year, but not quite the 25. I think that it might even be that he gets off to a slow start with these as the team is finding a new rhythm. But there are, adding Westbrook, that's a good passer. You add Julian Strother to the mix, who can at least do a little bit. You add Dario Saric. I don't know how much he'll play with them, but I just think this year's team might be a better passing team. Worse shooting team, better rebounding, better passing team on the offensive end. And Jokic is not only a great table setter, he's a great connector. And I think there'll be games where he's connecting off of Westbrook drop-offs, off of Murray drop-offs, and making the extra pass, completing the hockey assist. So I'm going to go with that. We like to get a Serbian perspective on the big fella every now and then.
Where should we go, though?
And for that, we go to the homie Miroslav. Let's check out Serbian Corner.
Nikola Jokic. Did you know? Nikola Jokic never played for the under 18 or younger Serbia national teams, not because he didn't want to, he was never invited to. Nobody in the Serbian Basketball Federation recognized his talent until he was 19 years old. That wasn't the case with Tim Connolly, who drafted him with his third pick of the 2014 NBA draft. 7 players on Team Serbia who led against Team USA for 37 minutes in Paris this summer are the same age as Nikola Jokic. That means they all played against each other from a very young age, and that should explain the great camaraderie of the team. Imagine winning an Olympic medal with your high school friends. Nikola Jokic's 6 All-Star appearances surpass the total number of All-Star appearances of a player from Serbia, which is 4. Peđa Stojaković 3 and Vlade Divac 1. Miroslav's scale of confidence. The take. Nikola Jokic will break his single game record for rebounds. He will have more than 27 rebounds in a single game this season. The confidence? On a scale between -3 and +3, my confidence is -2. I base this on the hope that Nikola won't have to play heavy minutes this season due to addition of Dario Saric.
Time to get bold, fellas. How do you get bold about the big fella? Almost nothing feels bold, but we're going to try anyway. Harrison, get bold for us.
My bold prediction is Jokic is going to have a 20-assist game this year.
Love this one.
That would be a career high for him. I believe his career high is 18.
Yep.
18. The 20-assist game, it's possible. You know, he's had some of these halves where he has 10 assists, even more, I think. So it's definitely on the table. And I don't know. I feel like this could be a year where Jokic channels his inner Larry Bird and just starts trying some shit.
That would actually be the most fun.
Yeah.
More crazy, wacky attempts.
Yeah.
I like it.
We already talked about the triple-double. I think that it is along the lines of the triple-double. I think he becomes the 10th player with a 50-point triple-double.
Man.
Wow. That's bold.
A monster
And I love
game.
it.
A monster game.
A 50-point triple-double is the ultimate statement game.
And I feel like he's gotten close to it. It was like a 46-point triple-double
Yeah,
or something
you're
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
Like now I think that is, you just add a bit more to it. It's just a huge scoring night, and he's going to do all those other things as well.
I don't know if that's bold enough.
No, it is so bold. But it is one of those things where I'm like, that's ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
Probably.
He's only had a 46-point triple-double. Not
Yeah, but he
50.
has not quite got there, and a lot of guys have it.
Yeah.
10 guys ever. His teammate now is on that list.
There you
Let's
go.
get a little bolder vote, please.
I don't know if I
60-point
can.
triple.
Yeah, I don't know if I
80
can.
points.
But I have a similar dynamic in that it sounds ridiculous until you look it up. Jokic, a center not known for rim return to blocking shots, although he's done it to win a couple games. Steals, though, so valuable, so underrated from the center position. Jokic gets those. In fact, he once got 7 in a game. His career high. How about 8 steals in a game? He would join Chris Webber, Sam Lacey, Alvin Adams, Wes Unseld, Jack Sikma, and Hakeem as the only centers with 8 steals in a game. Technically, Dirk and Sean Marion have done it, listed at center. But come on, be serious.
I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
and he could do that with a triple double.
So I was sitting here thinking, I
Yeah,
was like,
add
hold on.
one to the triple-double
If you
count.
get within range of a quadruple double, you got to just go for every steal.
This is true. Maybe that would have been a more bold one.
If you get 8 and you're on triple double watch, and you can add that quadruple double for Yoke, oh,
Is that
man.
your bold prediction? Quadruple double?
I'm not that bold, you guys.
Come on.
I do have a bold one though. It doesn't sound that bold. He will have a stretch where he gets 5 triple doubles in a row. In his career, 4 different times he's had 4 triple doubles in a row. He's never gotten 5. I think this is the year he has a stretch towards the end of the year. Ball is popping. Team is looking good, getting ready for the playoffs, and it's 5 in a row, triple doubles, and we're like, oh man, the big fella is locked.
He get 5 in a row. He's right back into the equation of, is he gonna win another MVP?
Oh,
He
right
could
at the end of
get
the year.
himself into the conversation.
That's
yeah.
the reason he doesn't get 6 in a row is the conversation gets obnoxious. And he's like, all right, I'm not passing this game. I can't do this.
Let's go inside the internet. No telling how strange it will get. We'll look at memes and we'll look at GIFs. Everyone will try to riff. It's online with D-Line today. Okay, back at the internet, back where we belong. It's time to do it. It's time to look to see what the internet has to offer. Our great king, our benevolent ruler, our everything, our sun and our moon, and every one of our Google searches. Nikola Jokic. Kale, what's been happening online these days when it comes to Nikola Jokic? Let's have a look. I don't know if you've seen everybody. I don't know if you've noticed this. Nikola Jokic has grown himself what I like to call a goatee. He's grown himself a lush, thick goatee that I think is thick, maybe in parts that it shouldn't be. Overall, big fan of this look. He's got a Viking sense to him. It's a little thick down below. I've just offhandedly referred to it as the winter bush. I don't think it's popular amongst people. I don't see that taking off. All the same, my man, look at him. All grows up. Nikola Jokic looks like a bad, bad man, does he not? And what else has been going on online these days when it comes to Nikola Jokic, Kale? My man is not anything if not a horseman. He loves his horses. Every season, every off season, it seems he gets more. Doesn't just seem that way. That's actually what happens.
Did you add any horses to
Did
your
he-
collection this summer?
Yes, 6. Captain Jog, Fireflies, Paris River,
Captain Jog.
something here, Dino, and I forgot the last one.
What was your favorite memory from this past summer?
Yeah, that's enough. Jokic now has more horses than he knows the name of. That is unbelievable. What could be better? The man is now horse rich. Good for him. He's the best person on earth, and I want him to have everything that he ever wanted in life. So good for him. Now let's quickly find out the most important thing. What is the emoji of the year for Nikola Jokic? Kale. That's right. It's the purple devil emoji. We are in Jokic's villain era. He was formerly the Joker, meaning the clown, the happy guy, the laughing guy. But he has made his super villain turn. He's now the Joker, as in the Todd Phillips Joker, but not the singing one. Nobody likes that. It's a big moment. It's a time to turn the page. The league better watch out. Evil Jokic is upon us, and you'll be able to see him by his big winter bush. Let's go.
Everybody, let's know what your bold prediction is for Nikola Jokic. It's hard to be bold. See if you guys can shock us with a realistic yet bold prediction for the big fella. Check out all of our previews in the entire preview series and hit a like button for us on the way out. Thanks, everybody.